Tonight, I wear a hat.
Objects will be hit.
And we race against big chickens. Imagine running around in a game like this. You would spend 7 minutes going through rain and wind, getting to your next MSQ location, expecting a reward, but you are met with "Pray return to the waking sands."
The audacity to say that!
I got trampled, set ablaze, poisoned, and even got hit in the face with a sardine. I'm running errands and you're telling me I have to go back because I forgot some buffalo milk? Rude. I present to you a mount. This allows you to roam the lands of Eorzea, but faster. There are big mounts, small mounts, cute mounts, hideous mounts, mounts to ride with friends, mounts to ride alone, mounts that make money, mounts that waste money, mounts you have to fight for, and mounts in every way, shape or color. In order to get your first mount, you need to complete a level 20 main storyline quest and join a grand company to your liking. Then you will be able to start a blue quest called My Little Chocobo within your grand company headquarters. Complete this one and you will be able to get your first Chocobo mount. Give it a name and you're good to go. Now don't worry, you will be able to rename your Chocobo later on. Good! Now place the icon in your hotbar and on you go. You can do a lot of fun things with Chocobos in this game. You can feed them, raise them, change the color, apply Glam Gold barding, use them as storage, make them fight, and even raise them. A companion is your Chocobo fighting alongside you in the open world. You can choose which role they take in combat by selecting a stance that is actually useful, unlike risers who are trying to reach an all-new low. Companions are pretty useful when it comes to fates. You will need a cabbage called Giselle Green in order to summon your companion. This will give your Chocobo 30 minutes of playtime before their subscription gets cancelled. Each Giselle Green will add 30 minutes to a maximum of 1 hour. Besides that, your companion can learn new skills by upgrading their skill tree, which really boosts fate progression. Great news! If you like racing games, then you should try your hands at Chocobo Racing. It's another way to farm NGP by racing against 7 other NPCs or players in an arcade sprint race. You can unlock it in the Chocobo Square of the Gold Saucer. Is it fun? Yeah. Is it hard to race? Not really. Should you invest time and gil into it? Absolutely not. You thought this was a minigame? Wrong. There is so much more than sprinting, hitting opponents, and dodging obstacles. You can raise Chocobos to be racing machines, but why would you spend so much time doing that? I mean, there are people out there who have like a max pedigree Chocobo, congrats to them, but I don't see any benefit, okay? Moving on. Farming mounts is considered endgame. Loads of extremes, raids and even fates have impressive mounts as loot rewards. You can even get one by just completing the main storyline quest. In order for you to get that fancy axolotl, you will need 7 other people with brainpower, a strategy that includes numbers and letters, some spare time, your oh so fragile sanity, and luck. Of course, mount farming in lower level content is easier and faster. But this is about those fancy endgame mount farms in Party Finder who have no idea what mechanics are. Not to forget the people who receive their mount and instantly leave the party. I hope you get undercut. But where loot is gil. Selling mounts on the market board come with an expensive price tag. If you're interested. Some mounts can be crafted, like the magic bed or flying chair. Some mounts come from jobs like the Blue Mage Marble or White Mage Unicorn. Mounts you can find within the PvP Mom Stone series and even get them from the Gold Saucer. There is definitely a mount out there that will fit you. And with that, back to the studio. You probably noticed that your mount runs faster after hitting certain points in the main storyline. And you can thank Heavensward for that one. If you really want to go fast, you need to aim for the stars. Flying is the fastest way to get from point A to point B, without teleporting or using the airship. But there are no fly zones, like all residential areas, certain Aetherite plazas, and most important, Eureka and Boja. And here is where the fun begins. Try crossing no man's land on a mount that is slow while accidentally aggroing mobs above your level. Keep going in one direction because it will hurt if you don't. But don't worry, you can increase your mount speed by getting a riding map for either Boja or Zatnor. I really advise you to get these. Also, don't waste your gil or gemstones on riding maps for open world zones. Just keep flying high. Also, good luck finding those aether currents. But if you're really wondering what mount is the best mount, this is a 2020's limited edition Regalia Type G, and it's one of the coolest mounts I've ever driven. Based on the Regalia Type F that could fly, the G-Wagon brings that extra aerodynamic package. And while the original Regalia ran on gasoline, the Type G is powered by ceruleum-powered Magitech made by the Garlean Ironworks. And today it will compete against our reasonably priced Chocobo around the streets of the Mist. It is lights out and away we go as we see the Regalia do a massive wheel spin on the start-finish line, going down the main street, heading uphill on West Mist, followed by a long downhill left-hander, and look at the speed, didn't even have to lift. Late braking as we go into markets and towards Central. Tricky corner coming up, and through the Central chicane we go, perfectly executed. We are approaching beach jump at rapid speeds, and here it goes. Smooth landing. Late braking once again, and almost hitting the inside wall. Making our way uphill as we take another left-hander, and now for the hardest part. Through the hairpin in the last sector, and that looked slow. As we round up the final corners, back on the main straight, and across the line. So the Chocobo did it in 1 minute 22. The Regalia did it in 1 minute 23. Lady bunnies and gentle cats, the Chocobo remains undefeated. Trust me.